Tim. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Van Wy Field for the varsity football action between GNH and Holy Cross, the visitors. And as you can see in your camera shot, they are entering the field with brand new uniforms, led by their captains, Wes Allen and Luke Kester, and I see also Eston Ryan with the flag. Eston had a big touchdown catch in last week's stunning victory over Waterbury Career Academy. My name is Mike Kurtz, and along with cameraman Tim Wheeler, we are here to cover today's action at Van Wy Field on a beautiful November afternoon. It is senior day here at Van Wy Field. We just concluded the ceremony, and we will bring you now the varsity football action. We're just a few minutes away from kickoff here. The senior day ceremony featured 19 senior football players and 10 senior cheer squad members. So as you can see, the cheerleaders are lining up at midfield with the flag, and then we will pause briefly for the playing of our national anthem. But as I said a moment ago, GNH comes into this game with a 3-game winning streak. Last Saturday night down at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, they spoiled the playoff hopes of Waterbury Career Academy with a 16-12 victory in probably their best performance of the season. The victory was keyed by the defense, who played very, very well all game long, just giving up 2 big plays for touchdowns, but not much else. And then the offense, keyed especially by the offensive line, who opened holes for the running backs, especially Cole Linnon, who had his second consecutive 100-yard rushing effort. So young sophomore quarterback Trevor Campbell also played a fantastic game. I thought he played with a lot of confidence, had some good scrambles, and threw the ball well. And then the defense, as I said, came up with a couple of turnovers, including 2 interceptions by Owen Reamer. And then they sealed the victory with a long march to literally run out the clock on Waterbury Career Academy. It is a beautiful November afternoon here in Winsted. Game time temperature is approximately 40 degrees with partly cloudy skies but light winds, and we do expect increasing cloud cover as the game goes on today. It was a frosty morning here in Winsted, and perfect November football weather. As you may also be able to see, if Tim can get a camera shot of it, there are pictures of all the senior players and the cheerleaders down at the north end zone along the fence. So nicely done to honor all the seniors who've given their heart and soul to this football program. And of course, breaking out the new unis today. Along with me in the booth is public address announcer Jesse Campbell. He had a daughter, Cambry, who's a senior member of the cheer squad, so he got to go out on the field for the senior day ceremony. We will post that ceremony up on the Just Sports Winsted YouTube site along with today's football game. We'll get it posted up as soon as possible this weekend. I'll start working on it right when I get home from today's game. Holy Cross comes into this game with a record of 5-3, and they are now sitting in 7th position in the Class M playoff picture. Top 8 teams qualify, so they have high hopes for their season to continue, and obviously this is a big game for GNH as well. In Class SS, they currently sit now in 13th position with a record of 4-4. So in order to qualify for the playoffs, 2 things have to happen. They have to win their final 2 games of the season, including today, and then they also have to have a lot of good things happen for the other teams that are ahead of them. But it is not impossible, so let's see what today's varsity football action brings. Holy Cross comes into today's game, as I said, with a record of 5-3. But they come off a big loss to Woodland, 42-14 in their last contest. The week before, though, they had given Waterbury Career Academy their first loss of the season, and that really put the Spartans of Waterbury Career Academy in a little bit of a tailspin as they lost another one last night, a heartbreaker. They lost 25-24 to undefeated Seymour, and now they sit on the outside of the playoff picture themselves. They are currently in 9th position in Class M. Quarterback for the Crusaders is number 12, Brady Lombardo. He's a junior. They also feature number 1, Deshaun Graves. He's a junior. He's a dynamic playmaker. A lot of speed from his wide receiver position and also as a defensive back. One of their running backs is number 6, Nathan Kraft. He's also a junior for the Crusaders. Crusaders are led by Coach Mike Giampatruzzi. He's been there for quite some time. And, of course, the Yellow Jackets are led by longtime coach Scott Salis. The Crusaders, of course, are a Catholic school located in Waterbury. And they made the trip up Route 8 here to get to Van Wy Field. They were here a few years ago, but this will only be their second appearance here in Winsted to play a varsity football game. Looks like the officials are all here, and in just a few moments we'll have the coin toss at midfield. Just to give you a quick recap of last week's game in Waterbury, the Waterbury Career Academy Spartans scored on their opening possession of the game to go up 6-0, but they missed the extra point, so the game stayed at 6-0 until just under a minute left in the first half when GNH got the ball back and drove down the field, and with 6.7 seconds left, Trevor Campbell connected with Eston Ryan for about a 12-yard touchdown catch. Eston with a fantastic diving grab in the end zone, and then he tacked on the extra point. So they led going into the half 7-6. The second half was a little bit of a stalemate. Going into the fourth quarter, Waterbury Career Academy retook the lead 12-10 after Eston Ryan had also added a field goal to go up 10-7 or 10-6, but then the Spartans retook the lead in the fourth period 12-10. They once again missed the extra point. So then it came down to another drive, and the offensive line for GNH, who had really dominated the game, opened the holes, and GNH tacked on a score to go up 16-12. And then on the ensuing drive for the Spartans, Jaden Hoffman came up with a big third down sack to make it 4th and about 20. And on that play, Owen Reamer came up with the interception. However, there was still about 5 minutes left in the game, so the game was not over at that point. But the GNH offense went into ball control mode and drove down the length of the field, including converting on a 4th and 9 with only about 15 seconds left in the game. And then they had one final snap in the victory formation to come away with the big 16-12 victory. Now their season record is 4-4, and they do still have some hopes for the CIAC Class SS playoff picture. There's a nice crowd that's gathered here up at Van Wy Field. The Crusaders have a balanced offense. They do like to put the ball in the air. It might be something like 60-40 ratio, something along those lines. Their quarterback, Brady Lombardo, had to leave the game against Woodland last week injured, but I see him back out on the field, and it looks like he is ready to go here today. He is a junior for the Crusaders. We see the folks have gathered up on the hill, just as they always do for the Van Wy home games. And a decent crowd looks like has made the journey up Route 8 for Holy Cross. Holy Cross only has 4 seniors on their roster. We did honor them before the game as well. But it was an excellent Senior Day ceremony, and as I said earlier, we will post that ceremony up on the Just Sports Winstead YouTube channel just as soon as possible, later this weekend. This is the final home game of the season for GNH. They will take to the road for their final game of the season, where they will take on the St. Paul Falcons on the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. That game has had a scheduling change. It was on the schedule originally for Tuesday night of that week, but due to a scheduling conflict, St. Paul asked that the game be pushed back to Wednesday night, and that's how it will take place. St. Paul last night played Walcott in an Naugatuck Valley League game, and they came away on the short end of a 24-14 score. Other scores of local note: Torrington fell to Naugatuck 20-16, but they still remain in playoff position with a record of 6-3 in Class MM. They are still in 6th position, and again, the top 8 teams in each enrollment class qualify for the playoffs. I see that the band has gathered in the north end zone, and we're just a moment or two away from the coin toss here and the national anthem. Holy Cross has a Thanksgiving opponent. Their traditional rival on Thanksgiving is Wolcott. And as I said, Wolcott did come away with a victory last night over St. Paul, so Wolcott will go into that game with a record of 4-5. They'll be hoping to get to 500 on the season, which they haven't achieved in a number of years. But Holy Cross has bigger aspirations. They're hoping to qualify for the Class M playoffs, and they are currently sitting in 7th position with a record of 5-3. GNH would dearly love to play spoiler, just as they did last week to Waterbury Career Academy. Cole Lennon had another big game on the ground last week, rushing for over 100 yards for the second consecutive game. And, of course, that's all in part due to the good job that has been done by the offensive line for GNH. Really, since the bye, GNH has put together a string of 3 consecutive victories, and they look good in doing so. They came out on homecoming weekend and beat Walcott 41-16. The following week up at Housatonic, they came out and they beat the Watertown squad 49-24. And then last week, they came away with the victory down at Waterbury's Municipal Stadium. Sports writer Steve Barlow has joined us here in the booth.
Good afternoon, ladies and
best seat in the house up here.
Welcome to Van Wyck Field. Today, in the heart of our home turf and surrounded by our community, we gather for a special matchup as your
I have an extra one of those if you want it.
Holy Cross Crusaders. But this afternoon is about far more than football. Today we honor the young women and men who have poured their heart, strength, and dedication into this program. They've shown resilience, leadership, and commitment from the moment they first stepped onto this field. They pushed through early mornings, hard practices, long seasons, and every challenge that comes with the game. They've shared victories, learned from adversity, and built a bond that will stay with them long after high school. These seniors have set the standard for what it means to be a part of GNH football, leading with pride, integrity, and heart. To the families, friends, and supporters who have stood behind them every step of the way, thank you. Your support has helped shape the incredible young athletes we celebrate today. And to our seniors, this field, this moment, this community, it's all for you. You've made your mark on Van Wyck Field, on this program, prepare for this afternoon's home game against Holy Cross, let's fill this field with appreciation,
Yeah, they played great.
pride, and the loudest support of the season.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. Yes, last week's game was marked by a great defensive effort and just enough offense. Even though the score was 16-12, GNH mostly dominated the game. They had a couple of other scoring opportunities that were turned away, but now we will pause for the playing of our national anthem by the Gilbert School Marching Band. Nice job by the Gilbert School Marching Band on the national anthem. And under a slate gray November sky, game time temperature is in the low 40s here. Perfect November football weather.
A shout out to one of the largest donors, Bob Rosenheim Foundation. A giant thank you for all the contributions that you have made to make it possible for GNH football to afford certain things along the season. Thank you very much.
As you can see in your camera shot, the captains have gathered out at midfield. Of course, number 50, Luke Kester, number 6, Wes Allen, the captains for GNH. Number 53 for the Crusaders, that's John Petrikaitis, one of the seniors. And I can see if I can identify the other player. He's being blocked from my view right now, but we'll try and identify him for you. We want to make mention of the fact that Patsy DeMoro, my colleague in crime, is actually out in Las Vegas. Hopefully he's winning big at the casinos out there. So it's a solo effort this week. It looks like number 1, Deshaun Graves, is one of the captains. He's a junior, so unusual to see an underclassman have the captain's jersey on. But as you can see, the coin toss has just taken place, and it looks like Holy Cross will receive the opening kickoff of the game.
Cross will receive the opening kick of the football game.
So we're just a moment or two away here from getting things underway. All right, we want to give a shout out to the chain crew on the far side of the field. They are a very dedicated bunch.
And as always, a big hello to our friends up on the hill. Always there supporting GNH throughout the years.
So it looks like the Crusaders are going to send back as deep receivers, number 1, Deshaun Graves, and number 5, Devonna Drake. He's a sophomore.
Deshaun Graves and Tavon Drake back to receive the kick.
Eston Ryan's got his mates huddled up. Now he spreads them out across the field. Of course, the ball is teed up right on the 40-yard line in the exact middle of the field. Eston, of course, has a strong leg. And we're underway. It's a line drive kick low, fielded by Drake at about the 15-yard line. Goes right up the middle. Returns it out to about the 40. So about a 25-yard return. So good starting field position for the Crusaders. Looks like they put the ball down right at the 41-yard line.
Crusaders, 1st and 10.
Expect to see a lot of no huddle from the Crusaders. Lombardo, the quarterback, is in shotgun formation, flanked by Kraft, the running back. They send one man in motion across the formation. It's a pass. He's flushed from the pocket. He's sacked. The ball comes loose and a flag flies as well. There's a lot to sort out here. As they unpile, let's see who's got the ball. And GNH has the recovery.
On the first play of the game.
I think it was Eston Ryan, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see what the flag is. Holding is the preliminary call, and of course, GNH will decline that. So now they've got excellent starting position at the Crusader 34-yard line.
After the fumble, GNH starts their first drive on the 34-yard line.
So once again, that offensive line did a fantastic job the last few weeks. Campbell, the quarterback, is in shotgun. He's flanked by Lennon, and then we've got a wing to the right and one wide receiver to the right. Takes the snap. It's a reverse. Owen Reamer picks up a few yards. So a little trickeration on play number one. Picked up about 4 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 4.
5-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
The center, Stolarczyk, comes out over the ball. They're going to go unbalanced to the right. Campbell's going to take it, goes right, looking for an opening. Surges ahead to about the 26, where it's going to set up 3rd and short.
Trevor Campbell, ball carrier, taken down by Tyler Casey. Freshman on the Crusaders starting today.
Well, they don't give him as much forward progress as I thought. 3rd and a long 3 from about the 27. They're going to have to get to the 24 to convert. Full house backfield this time, 2 tight end formation. They give it to Simons, but he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Cole Simons, the ball carrier, stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That brings up 4th down for GNH.
So he lost almost 2 on the play. Makes it 4th and about 4. Well, maybe closer to 5. Two backs in the backfield. Toss sweep. Coming this to the near side. He gets a block. Oh, and he's dragged down from behind at the 30. That was Reamer, the ball carrier. So there's a late penalty flag. So it was a turnover on downs. Let's see if the penalty changes anything, or if it was a post-possession foul. So unsportsmanlike conduct is the call. It is post-possession after the play.
That's an unsportsmanlike.
So we'll knock the Crusaders back to the 16-yard lines. That's where they'll start this drive. But their defense gets the turnover on downs.
On their 1st down. Crusaders take the ball.
So they've got 2-by-2 or double slot formation here. Expect to see that a lot here this afternoon. Lombardo, the quarterback, sends a man in motion toward the far side. They give to Kraft, the up back. And he's hit at about the 19-yard line. So picked up about 3 or so on the play. Well, the nose of the ball's on the 20. We'll give him credit for 4.
4-yard gain.
I think Luke Kester was one of the primary tacklers. Getting used to these new numbers on the uniforms.
Yeah, they're a
The
little tricky.
same numbers, of course, but a little harder to see. So trips to the near side this time. They're going to swing it out. It's complete. Kraft's got it, and he's knocked out of bounds on a hard hit at about the 35-yard line. That's enough for a Crusader first down. That's a play that the Crusaders like to run. So Kraft picked up the first down. Ball's now at the 35-yard line.
Wesley Allen, 6-6.
Wes Allen was the tackler. Now they're going to send Kraft out in motion. That's going to be an illegal shift or motion penalty.
That's a false start on the Crusaders, pushing them back 5 yards, 1st and 15.
So 1st and 15. Ball's at the 30. So again, no huddle offense. Very seldom do the Crusaders huddle up. They get the play call from the sideline. Once again, trips to the near side. 4 down linemen for GNH. They're going to run Kraft out. There's caught over the middle, or tries to complete it over the middle to number 3, Aiden Hall. Pass was inaccurate and falls incomplete. So 2nd and 15. They get the play call from the sideline. 9:20 remaining in the opening period. Each team has had the ball once. This is the second possession now for the Crusaders. He takes the snap, swings it out to Kraft. He avoids one tackle. He's close to a first down, and he surges ahead. I think he got it at about the 45, 46-yard line.
Nathan Kraft moving the sticks for the Crusaders, taken down by Owen Reamer.
So the penalty doesn't hinder the Crusaders. They pick up the first down. Second time they've run that swing pass. Empty backfield. Lombardo looks right, now left, keeps it, and he's hit. He greeted rudely there. I believe that was Wes Allen with the tackle. Picked up about 4.
Stopped after about a 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain, right at the 50-yard line.
Nose of the ball right on the midfield stripe. Lombardo is a junior. He was shaken up in the game against Woodland last week, but obviously back out on the field this week. Shotgun snap. They hand to Kraft, going right up the middle, but he's stopped.
Stopped immediately.
Looks like Luke Kester, the captain.
Making a great stop behind the line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd down.
Loss of almost 4 on the play, 3rd and 9. So far, they haven't targeted number 1, Deshaun Graves. He's the all-NVL wide receiver. A lot of speed. Third and long. They're looking to the near side. It swings it out. It's caught by Kraft, but it was a short pass. He fielded it on a hop. Incomplete. So it looks like. So good job by the GNH defense after yielding a couple of first downs. They stiffen. And Aaron Berube is back deep around the 23-yard line, expecting the punt from number 7, Nolan Corvo, who's also the backup quarterback. He is, so they have to be alert for a fake here. Corvo is the backup quarterback. Oh, and they get GNH to jump.
That is going to be an offsides on GNH.
So let's see if this changes the decision for the Crusaders.
2-yard line, still 4th down.
Looks like they still have the punt team on the field. 4th and about 5. He gets the punt off. It's a high end-over-end kick. And a penalty flag flies late. Looks like the penalty is going to go against GNH. I think it might be a sideline infraction. Usually the first time they throw that flag, they don't enforce it, but let's see.
There is a penalty on the play. It appears there is a sideline infraction. Will be enforced at the end of the punt. 1st down, GNH.
So they put the ball down on the 19-yard line. So they did enforce it. Usually there's a little discretion on the part of the refereeing crew on that first infraction, but not today. Pushes the ball all the way back to the 9-yard line. So it's a 10-yard penalty. So with 7:16 remaining in the first period, backed up in the shadow of their own goalposts. Campbell is under center. Lennon is the tailback. They give it to him going right. Still going. Gets out to about the 15 or 16-yard line. So good pickup on first down.
Up to about the 15-yard line.
So a pickup of about 6 on the play, maybe 7. Campbell under center once again. Toss sweep. Coming to the near side. I think that's Berube. He got out to about the 20.
Aaron Berube.
So just enough for a first down. So that's the first down pickup of the game for GNH. Shotgun this time. They hand off to Lennon. He's got a hole. Oh, he loses the ball. There's a scramble for it.
Looks like the ball comes out.
Let's see who comes up with it. Very critical call. GNH apparently covered it.
GNH comes up with the football. Excellent job by Eston Ryan in that pile. Give that fumble recovery.
Eston Ryan was the recoverer, and it was also a first down. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
GNH.
Berube brings the play call into the huddle. It's a reverse to Reamer. He gets out to about the 40. Got a good lead block by Carson Riva.
Down at the 40-yard line.
So good job by that offensive line. Let's set that for you. The center is Stolarczyk. Kester, Nolan, Eston Ryan, Wes Allen, and I believe Jaden Hoffman's out there as well, as well as Labshire. They're going to line up with a wing to the right. They hand off, quick hitter right up the middle, pushes the pile close to the first down marker. That's Simons. And that's another GNH first down.
GNH first down.
.425 remaining in the first. Still no score, but GNH on the march. Reamer going right. Pickup of only about 1 on the play. Owen had the key 4th down pickup to seal the game for GNH last week down at Waterbury's Municipal Stadium. They spot the ball on the far hash mark. We'll give them credit for 2 there. 2nd and 8. Ball's at the 46. Reamer comes across the formation. Campbell rolling, gets pressure. He's going to throw it deep. Oh, he tried to get it to Eston Ryan, but it was too tall for him around the 33-yard line.
Eston Ryan pulling up 3rd down for GNH.
Just a little off target there. Eston had gotten a step beyond the defensive backs. Looks like Berube going to come into the huddle along with Trevor Campbell to bring the play call in. The incompletion stopped the clock with 3:37 left in the first period. And it looks like that's going to be stopped for little or no gain, maybe in a slight loss. Reamer was the ball carrier and looks like it's going to force the Yellow Jackets into a punt after they picked up a couple of first downs.
And 10 and 11 for GNH.
It was a loss of 3 on the play. Ball spotted pretty much in the center of the field. It looks like Crusaders not expecting GNH to punt here. They don't drop anybody back deep. Eston Ryan's got his feet on the 30-yard line. High snap, gets it off. Spiraling kick, and it goes out of bounds somewhere along the sideline around the 35-yard line.
GNH punts. Mark the ball down. Crusaders 33-yard line.
So just while we have a minute before this next possession, let's get a couple of the sponsors of the program. Of course, the Robert Rosenheim Foundation makes a generous donation to the football program here at GNH to allow them to operate and buy some of the things that are badly needed for the program. Russ's Septic Service, Don't Fuss, Call Russ, and the Big Y of Southwick, Mass., another sponsor of the program. Low snap, Lombardo throws, it's caught, breaking tackles, still going, is number 3, Hall. There is a penalty flag. Let's see if this play stands. Holding is the preliminary call against Holy Cross. So break for the GNH defense here. It's going to push the ball all the way back to the 23-yard line. So it's going to make it 1st and 20 here.
1st and 20 for the Crusaders.
Once again, no huddle here. They're going to go with 3 wide receivers or trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. They're going to, looking downfield, the middle of the field is picked off by Wes Allen. Still on his feet.
There is a
Penalty flag.
play, but however, that is still a interception by GNH.
So,
Penalty would be post-interception.
so Wes Allen with the turnover.
That's a blindside block. It'll be back here. Number 64, don't forget to think about him. Back Carson Regal, one of our big linemen there.
He returned it to about the 13-yard line, but looks like the block in the back on the return, so it's going to push him back, but still the turnover results in the GNH offense getting the ball back to the 33-yard line. Big play by the senior Wes Allen. He's had a stellar senior season. They send Berube in motion. This looks like it's going to be a pass. He breaks free somehow and made a little something out of, looked like a lot of nothing. Looked like it was going to be a jet motion pass. Was well diagnosed by the Crusaders, but Berube somehow avoided the tacklers and picked up 3 yards. Ball's on the far hash mark. Full house backfield. They give it to Lennon going right. And he picks up a short gain of about a yard. Looks like 59 is the primary tackler there. Kyler Booker. Big defensive tackle. He's a junior. No gain on the play. So 3rd and about 7 here. At this position on the field, 4-down territory you would expect. Gamble under center. They give it to Reamer. Oh, good open field tackle by Graves. Drops Reamer for a loss of 1. That might have been the final play of this scoreless first period. Clock winding down under 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And the horn sounds, ending that scoreless first period.